Hello YouTubers, I'm Tyler and welcome back to another Fisher Moto video. Today I'm not going to be showing you this Ninja. I'm on my way to my mate Rob's house to go pick up his 98 GSXR srad 600. He's been kind enough to give it to me for a couple of days while he's away to do a video and see what I think of it. I just had to promise to be nice to it, that's all. So this is Rob, and this is his 98 GSXR srad 600. So Rob, why did you decide to get the GSXR?
There was really no reason for it actually. I just wanted another bike after 8 years of being away from riding. I had a 400 before this, and I needed to step it up a little bit.
So you thought the 600 would be the next step up,
I
rather
think
than
so.
jumping even bigger?
Yes, I mean I've ridden a 98 R1, which was completely insane. I thought, don't really need all that for around where we live.
No, same reason why I have my ZX6. Fair enough. So, what is your favourite thing or feature about the bike, and what made you get this specific bike?
I think the power is brilliant. When it gets up to 8,000 RPM, I think it takes off like an animal. That's a big difference for me compared to the 400. Other than that, I just think I needed to get back on a bike again after 8 years.
Fair enough. Well, it's a good mid-range bike by the looks of things. Thanks for letting me take it out. I look forward to seeing how it is over the next couple of days.
No worries, mate.
So, I've had Rob's GSXR now for a couple of days, done a few miles on it, starting to get used to it. I'm enjoying it so far. This morning I'm going for a little ride, may go get some Greg's Donuts, Sunday treat. Brakes on this seem to be pretty good. Handles really well. I wasn't expecting it to be the greatest. This surprised me a little bit. Got plenty of get up and go. Loads of mid power, mid range. And it just keeps pulling all the way up to nearly the red line at 13,500. Smaller, my feet are definitely in my arse compared to my Ninja. Definitely a lot more aggressive race bike, track bike feel. But overall, if you're not a lanky bastard like me, it's a good bike for you. Like, it's comfy, it's nice. I can imagine after an hour or two of riding this and long journeys, I'll feel it in my hips and knees. But apart from that, so far I'm happy with it. It's got plenty of punch. Nice and revvy, sounds awesome, handles well. Been getting a few looks. This is a bit of an icon, this one. It's just the colour scheme and everything. People who don't know bikes look at this and they know it's a GSXR. A bit like they see a green Ninja and go, that's a Ninja. Whether it's a Ninja or not, a green sports bike is a Ninja. There's one thing you want to look out for on these little 600s is use of track, or being a track bike. It's not too bad a thing if someone's used it as a track bike once or twice, even though it's been their road bike and left it standard. It's when people completely fiddle about with things, you want to be careful, and that's what you want to watch out for when buying a second-hand one of these. Rob ended up with a tracked bike, but he got lucky. It could have been a lot worse than the one he's got. Right. Here we are, first stop Greg's. Fat boy wants donuts. I got my Greg's and I got my donuts. Now going out to find a couple more twisty roads, and then I'll stop. Hello, hello, hello. So yeah, I'll stop and go over the bike, show you it a bit more in detail, and go over some specs. Lots of trackers! Oh. Where the fuck is this taking me? Is this a dead end this way?
Sorry, say again?
Is this a dead end down here, or can
No,
I?
but I wouldn't go that way. It's a fault.
Oh, okay.
You might go through there, mate.
Yep, no thank you, I'll do a U-turn, find another way then.
Yeah, got another way round. Where are you going?
Danbury.
Danbury?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're miles away. Best thing to do then.
I just came out of Malden, literally took a left and ended up here.
No, you want to go back towards the A12 and go back towards Danbury that way.
Thank you. Let's see what this is like in dual carriageways then. See what it's like down the A12 then. Alright, gap in front of Range Rover. Yep, I'm going for it. Sits at 70 with ease, with comfort. Yeah, I didn't think it would have a problem on dual carriageway. It's not 125, it's got plenty of poke. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Handles it quite well. Now Fat Boy's got his donuts and I've been for a little ride. We're going to find somewhere nice to pull over and show you all the Gixxer and why Rob loves it so much. And also go over a few specs, like brake horsepower and a few other bits. So there you have it. You've seen how it rides. Been out for a little blast. Over the 2 days I've had this, I've really enjoyed it. The biggest thing I can moan about with it is if you're a bit tall like me and got a bit more leg than anything else, your feet are in your backside. But apart from that, overall I've really been enjoying it. In 1997, Suzuki bought this out to compete with the other 600s, like the ZXXR and the CBR 600, as at the time they didn't have a 600 out, they had a 750. So 97 this came out, and this particular bike is a 98. They're very similar to the 750, very similar graphics and design, and they get a lot of their traits from the 750. The wheelbase on this is quite small. Out of all the 600s of this era, it is the smallest of them all. Because of that, it points, it goes, it handles phenomenally. With performance-wise, got plenty of power, revs all the way up to 13,500 RPM, and that's where the red line starts. And it carries on past that if you really want to be mean to it. But it's a 20-year-old bike. You want to look after these. They're starting to become classics. Rob gave £1,500 for this bike about 6 months ago. And as much as there's other ones out there a little bit tidier for that price range, overall, I don't think he done too bad. At the end of the day, it's over 20 years old. It's not going to be immaculate. You'll be lucky to find one of these which haven't been fiddled with, which hasn't been tracked, hasn't been crashed, just hasn't been tampered with. But if you do manage to find one like that, you're looking £2,500, £3 grand, maybe even more. But when I had a quick look last night on the marketplace for these at the moment, you can pick them up anywhere between £800 needing some work. So if you're mechanically minded like I am, that may be the route to go. Or you can pick them up in similar condition to this, to maybe a little bit nicer for £1,500 to £2 grand, and £2 grand upwards you can get yourself some lovely conditioned ones. And they're good bikes. They are overall good, but what you got to remember is they're 20 years old and more. They are sports bikes, and a lot of people have bought these to be wannabe Rossi, ride them fast, take them on the track. So a lot of these haven't been the best looked after or ridden the nicest. So when you go to buy them, that is something you've got to bear in mind, and just look a bit closer at certain things. But overall, I think Rob done a good buy. But let's give you some specs on this. So it's an inline 4 600cc carburetted engine. It has 109 brake horsepower at 11,800 RPM, which for a bike of this age, of this size, is plenty. It's enough if you're stepping up like Rob is, or if you're a mature beginner and you don't want to start off on something really small. It's not too much, but it's still plenty, and you can still have loads of fun with it. It has 50 foot-pounds of torque at 10,000 RPM, which once again for one of these, that's enough, that's plenty. It has a dry weight of 174 kilos, so let's say 20 litres of fuel, some oil, you're looking at about 200 kilos for one of these, so not too heavy neither. These have a claimed top speed of 158 mile an hour and will do 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, or at least when it left the factory. I'm not going to try, it's not my bike, and I know I'm not good enough to do that. It has an 18 litre petrol tank, which is plenty for a day out, do about 130 miles, and on average people are saying they're getting about 36 miles per gallon. From what I've had over the past 2 days, I'd say that's roughly about right. So yeah, overall, I like this GSXR. Would I have gone out and bought one for myself? Unless I was using it on the track, no. But that's only because the comfort. If you're a taller rider, it's not the most comfortable. It's more for a shorter person. And that's all it comes down to. Performance, handling, everything else. Brilliant, I love it. But there's other bikes out there what fit me slightly better. So personally, it wouldn't be one for me unless I was on the track. But it's definitely a brilliant bike for other people out there. Definitely. And I don't think Rob's done bad getting this as a bike to get him back into riding again after having 8 years out. Very, very fun bike. That's it, YouTube. It's the end of the weekend, and I'm taking the bike back to Rob. I'm going to go let him know what I think of it. But overall, as you know, as you've been watching, I've enjoyed this. I've liked it. And for someone looking for their first big bike, or coming back into the game, or just wanting something for a bit of fun which you can use, definitely not a bad bike for it. So, the Gixxer's back. Here you go, Rob. All back in one piece.
Excellent.
Thank you very much for letting me have it for the weekend. It's been very enjoyable.
Excellent. Did you enjoy it? What do you think?
Yeah, well, like I just said, it's been very enjoyable. Overall, it's a good little package.
Thank you.
Good for what you want it for.
Yep.
It's loads of fun. For an older bike, it is a bit of a bargain for what you pay for it.
Yeah.
Let's be real, be honest. But yeah, overall, brilliant bike. If anyone else out there is thinking of getting one, I'd definitely recommend test riding one.
Yep.
Because of the size issue, that's the only big thing I can knock it for.
Yep.
It's definitely for a smaller built person, or a female.
Yep. It's,
But-
I mean, it's perfect size for me. I'm only 5'8" and you're 6'1".
One.
So it's yeah. I mean, I've sat on over 600s and they always seem to be too tall for me, and this seems to be a bit lower down and
Yeah.
it's perfectly comfortable for me. The reach is perfect for me. So yeah, I like it. So I'm glad you've enjoyed yourself.
No, yeah. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment on the video. I've given Rob some of the new Fish and Moto stickers, which we've now got out.
Yep.
And as part of a celebration of hitting 50 subscribers, I'd like to give some out. So please leave a comment in the comments. I'll pick a couple of names at random and we'll get in contact and send them out to you.
Excellent.
And at the moment we've got some t-shirts being printed. Once they're done, I'll give you one to say thank you for letting me take the bike out for the day.
No problem.
So,
Brilliant.
yeah, thanks for watching.